Creation Films, and today it is Friday. It is the 6th of May, because I cheat and look at the time because, you know, why do we need to rely on memory anymore? We've got digital everything. And it's time for a live stream with you and me and this guy over here, but you, mostly you, and you. I can't forget about you either. I remember last time. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be a great day, and you know, it's a good day actually. It's a really good day. I can't tell you how excited I am today. Everything has been going right for a change. So I mean, I'm a little sweaty. Sorry about that. I have been running because, you know, I can't just, am I live? Oh, there we are. I can't just, you know, be prepared ahead of time. I have to wait till the very last minute. And I literally sat up here 30 minutes ago is when I started, and I'm out of breath. Refreshing though. But I'll explain why it's a great day here in just a moment. I edit. Hello. My week was awesome. Big thumbs up. Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. Howdy. How you doing? It is, yeah, it's a great day. Everything went well today. There were a lot of things that could have gone wrong, but basically you know, I mentioned last time the air conditioner in the house died, and finally got the AC guys out here, and great AC company. I really love these guys because they're just no BS. They charge a reasonable rate. They don't try to, well, let's tell him it's his Gibitzer pin that's out, and then we can charge him for an extra Gazinta. No, they're just like really good people, and they charge a reasonable rate. So gotta love that. But they found the problem with my air conditioner, and it does not take an entire new air conditioner, thank God. And it didn't take a whole new condenser coil, which would have been $1,000. It was a hole in one of the pipes that Freon goes through, and they were able to find it, braze it shut, and top me off, and the house is nice and cool again. And speaking of cool, it's nice and cool in here today. And it's so good that the AC is working because, like, Sunday, it's supposed to be 102 degrees here. So, yay. Here's summer. Let's give summer a round of applause. It's the sound of one hand clapping. You can hear it. That is the sound of one hand clapping. So we got that. And then the pool is now open. I've got it cleaned out, so going to be enjoying that here, like, tonight, maybe? Probably not tonight, maybe tomorrow. What else? Work is going great. Got lots of clients, got lots of work. The future looks bright for work. Got a couple in the bag, got a couple coming up, got a couple more clients. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. 08 says, I see Scott over there. Hello, Zero. How are you? Luca. Hello, Luca. How are you? Let's see, what else is going good today? What else is going good today? There's something else going good today. There was something else going good today, but I can't remember what it was. There's a couple of things. Yes, so let's see. Hello, hope all is great. It is fantastic here right now. It's so good. I'll be enjoying one of these, but I won't mention what it is because we don't want to get demonetized. And then let's see, what else is good? There's just got back from a job. I wasn't going to be live streaming today because the job that I was supposed to do this week, which is supposed to be a 4-day shoot, that got pushed, and a 2-day shoot got put in its place, just totally fine. I enjoy all shoots. It's always nice to be a part of a good crew and working with working with friends. I mean, it's amazing how everything becomes your friend, and you get to know people. And my buddy Christopher up in Chicago, he's been cranking out some great jobs, and love to be a part of it. And so I should be going back. Don't know when yet, for another there. I got 2 other clients that are patiently waiting for work, which is always a good thing, just to have a little bit of a backlog, but not too much so that anyone's upset, just enough so that you are not concerned about the future. And I am right now not concerned about the future. So how are you? How are you doing? How is everyone out there? Give me a comment. Tell me how you're doing. What is your week like? What is fantastic happening in your life? Ryan, hello. Queen Sass, hey. Who are you? You look so familiar. I don't know why. But hello. The heck? There's a little fuzz. Well, we don't need that. I've been having a lot of fun the last 24 hours. Because I'm wearing one contact here and nothing here, because I tore my what is it, the outside of the membrane that goes over your eye. It got scratched and it basically tore a little bit, and so I can't wear contact in here. But I don't wear glasses. I just don't. I don't like that feeling that you get when you wear glasses. So I'm doing like the weirdo vision, where like I can see really up close right here, but over here I can see really far away. It's wild. It's been fun though. It's surprising what you can get used to. Luca says, Scott, what's your suggestion for mounting Komodo on M15? Don't want to scratch the screen. M15. What? Let me see here. What do you mean by M15? What am I missing? I'm obviously not clicking to something that you're... M15 mount. M15. Don't want to scratch the screen. I'm trying to... M15... That's a... Oh, wait. Movie. Is that what you're meaning? Okay, so... Yeah, what I would do is, sorry about that. Took me a second. It's been so long since movies were named M15, M10, M5. Yeah, it makes perfect sense now. So what I would do, honestly, is use you could use any Picatinny rail or where's my, what up, there it is. Anything that can raise it up is all you need to do. And then you can mount a, let me get this off the screen. Anything that raises it up enough, well, so you can see this side. You can raise it up enough that you can get the little mount on there. Because you really only need, M15 has, it just has that single little U-shaped channel, doesn't it? So that you could probably easily screw onto anything that would go to a NATO rail and screw it down to that, and then that's fine. Because really what it's designed to do, that top mount, it is, I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary, but I mean, it definitely helps. And what it's doing is it keeps your Komodo from wiggling, or any camera from wiggling, by giving it a second mount point. But this is not load bearing, the top, it's just for shear. So it's only to keep it in place. So it doesn't really matter if it's on a NATO rail. Your NATO rail is screwed down. You're going to clamp down that tight. So, I mean, really, I would just use a NATO rail and like any kind of slide on. I probably have one right here. Let me look at my bag of parts. I'm just looking for what exactly I'm telling you to get here. Oh my gosh. So many parts. Parts is parts. Oh, what's in the other bag? That's in the... yeah, but I mean, just... yeah, I don't have it here, but any little, nope, any little, I know I use the one from Red from years ago that allowed you to mount your monitor on it, but it's basically, it's a NATO rail to quarter 20s at the top. And so just slide that on, stick that U channel on there, screw it down, and then you'll be able to secure it. Hopefully that answers your question. Sorry, I forgot what an M15 was. Queen says, I wanted to ask you about IRIX lenses. What are your thoughts on them? Hello, Queen Sass. So I really like the IRIX lenses. I actually use them quite a bit. There is a favorite order of mine. And I think, honestly, it's just the progression of how they've cleaned themselves as they've started production. So, you know, as they learn a little bit here and there, they get feedback from people to say this and that and that and that. So they've gotten much, 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 much better. So I haven't tried the 21 yet. I'm working on that, and we'll hopefully get a review out to everyone soon. The 30 is really nice. It's a really nice lens. It's not perfect. It's not, let's see, I want to phrase it properly. So like Sigmas are one of my favorite lenses. It's not as sharp as a Sigma. It's not as dull of character as a Sigma. Takena's one of my favorite lenses. It is not as sharp as a Takena, but a Takena, I don't know what the resolution power, solving power of a Takena or Sigma are, but they're way up there. But the IRIX can easily do 8K. It's no problem at all. And there's a little bit of character to them. There's a couple of reviews I've done on the 45. Pretty sure I did one on the 150. I did. And then the 30. And then one will be coming up on the 11 and 15. So the 30 is my favorite. The 45 is a very close second. Those are very comparable, which is good because they're sitting right next to each other. The 150 is extremely sharp, and it's a macro. It's a 150 macro, so it's really wild. Now, from there, it takes a step down. The 15 is good. It's not great. I always try to be fair. I do use the 15, but it's not always, and it takes a certain feeling to get that because it's not quite as sharp. Then there's the 11, and the 11 is, we'll just call it okay. It's a really wide lens. It's got some distortion. It's got, I mean, they're literally right here. I just got them back from my job I was shooting on, and I, fortunately for me, did not have to use the 11, but there's the 15, and just slam that down, Scott. Just, no big deal. There's the 11. The 11 it's not my favorite lens. It's got some issues. It's I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And when the review comes out, I'll explain in detail. But the 21, I've heard some great things about it, especially from people who also agree that the 30 and 45 are really high end, really good. So they are a really good value for PL and EF glass. Hopefully that answers your question, Queen. Please feel free to ask some more. Compared to DZO and Miki full frame lenses. So DZO, wow, let me drink something here. I think, so the Miki full frames, I have not shot with the full frames yet. I hope to shoot with those soon. Should be shooting on some soon. I was not a big fan of the Miki Super 35s myself. There's the Miki Compact Super 35 lenses that are based on the Vedras. Those I hear really good things about, so I'm excited about those. The full frames, I've heard good things enough, and I've seen good things that I want to try them. The DZO still, or not still, the DZO prime lenses are really good. I think these are all kind of in the same caliber. I would say it's probably not fair to say. Based upon what I've seen, I would give a nudge to the Irix, the 30 and the 45 and the 150 over the DZO, but DZO doesn't have those focal lengths. So it's, I haven't been, the Pictor zooms from DZO, I'm not a fan of, and I've been very vocal about it, probably to my own detriment. But the Vespids are nice, and yeah, hopefully that answers that. Justin, hello Justin, how are you? Lucas is sorry. No, I figured it out. How many Irix lenses do you have? Please tell the focal lengths you own. I have the 150, 45, 30, 11, and 15. I'm working on the 21 right now. Movi and 15, Ryan. Yep, I figured it. My bad. Nick says, Bright Tangerine just released their V-Raptor cage. Just placed a pre-order. It looks pretty sweet. Yes, I have seen this since its initial designs and as it's grown. And Bright Tangerine, I mean, you already know I love Bright Tangerine. So there's that. And then secondarily, there's a lot of thought that went into their cages and designs. And it is fun talking with the designers and the owner, and Robin is amazing. And working through all of this and passing information back and forth. And it's been a great thing. I have personally not been involved in the design part of the V-Raptor part, but I have been seeing all the prototypes and the designs as they were coming through. And yeah, it's a great looking cage. It has some neat features. Luca says, got it. Yes, thank you. We'll try that. Yeah, it should be very easy, Luca. Definitely don't spend a lot of money and don't spend a lot of effort trying to come up with this like massive secure top, because you don't need it. Your sound is a bit compressed with StreamYard. Okay, let's try it. Let's see. How about now? Is that a little better? I always have, so it's always tough because I don't use the ATEM Mini Extreme with a monitor. I just use it straight out, and I just remember all the settings where I put everything. But I use this on my jobs a lot, and it's been taken many times this week, the week before that. And so settings get changed. So hopefully that sounds a little bit better. Camille, does it? Let me know. Conscious Creative, hello, Bill. How are you, sir? You loving that Z9? You're loving that Z9? I know you are. You just want to tell everyone how awesome the Z9 is. I did see. You did it was a shot of your head. I don't know if it was a still or what, but it actually looked really good. I really liked the way it came out. Of course, Bill, you do fantastic photography anyway. And I can't wait for you to come back down through Austin or for us to meet up again, because I need you to do my headshots again, bro. You do such great stuff. We need to like not pack it into like 1 hour. And yeah, you do amazing work. I always love that. In fact, yeah. Camille says, with closed headphones, do you recommend for monitoring your sound, live streams, and podcasting? Which closed headphones do you recommend? So closed headphones, let me pull them up because I will get it completely wrong if I try to say them. And yes, closed headphones are very good for not getting feedback in there. So where's my headphones? Headphones. Accessories, headphones. And it is, you know what? I should just go and look at my orders because that's where they'll be. Come on now. Come on. Hold on, just one moment. Really? This is what we're doing? At least you can't see my password. Oh, come on. There we go. My account. Let's go there. Yep, use that. Why are you not? You're being a butt. All right, fine. I'm going to go to them and browse anyway. Headphones and audio headphones. And then Buyer Dynamic is the brand. And Buyer Dynamic. I own 3 sets of Buyers because they make really good stuff. And you don't need to spend an absolute fortune either. The 770M. Let's see here. Let's see. 770M are really nice, but I have the, why is it not going to let me log in? I have the 700. Let me just log in here. Why in the world won't it let me log in? So there we go. Okay, so order. View order items 2. View order. I'm gonna give, okay, yeah, DT700 Pro X. Those are, they're about $280. The ones I mentioned, the 770s, are like $150. The main reason I'm a real, I don't know, headphone snob. I don't like how certain things press against my ears. And the thing I like about the Buyers is they go around. They are very, very comfortable. You could replace the cloth that goes around them. They're really comfortable, and they're high quality. But you do spend a little bit of money for that. That's what I would recommend. I personally don't like using over-ear headphones for podcasting. I don't like the look. I try to use in-ear monitors whenever I can. But I do, since I'm a music producer as well, I use closed back for mixing, and it's definitely for tracking, and then open ear for mixing. Sorry, get that wrong. And Lewis, hello, Lewis. We back, baby. We are. Smash that like button. Thank you, Camille. Lewis says, do you have a favorite focal length? The one lens you can't live without? Well, yeah, 40 millimeter. One of my favorites. Absolutely. 40. How is the Queen? It's been too long. You look like you've been so busy. Overjoyed to see you. Yes, I have been really busy, and I love that I've been busy. It's been job, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's great. I love it. I love being on set. Every day on set is an amazing day. Bill says, the Z9 is absolutely awesome. I bet it is. It's got a lot of cool features. I swear, if Nikon would ever just say, all right, we're going to make a EF mount for the Nikon, I might consider it. I've got a trip where I'll be in Texas next month. Bro. Hold on one second. You'd think I would learn to silence this stuff, but you know, I like to be available. Next month, let me know, Bill. Let me know where you're going to be, and let's figure something out. Lewis, do you have a boom setup recommendation for outdoors? I'm wondering because I seldom see the 416 in anything other than indoor. So the 416 is an absolutely fantastic shotgun mic, but you don't always need to use a shotgun mic. In fact, there are times when you should not use a shotgun mic because the shotgun mic is very directional, which means when you properly line it up to your face, and when you line up a microphone, let me just grab a microphone. I don't have a shotgun directly in front of me, but you're going to see my favorite. So when you line it up, when you place it in front, you're not placing it at their mouth. You're actually placing it about 3 inches away from their mouth. So the angle should intersect right out here. So when you do that, when you are pointing that just slightly off, that means it shoots in front of you. And since a shotgun is exceptionally directional, that means it's going to bounce. It's going to pick up anything that bounces from that floor. And that's not a good thing always. Now, outside, it's a little more important because you need that side and rear rejection that a shotgun can do. When I'm indoors, I'm actually using, and I mean, people, the sound guys, they hate me, especially the sound guy in Dallas. He hates it when I pull this thing out. But this little Octava MK012, I mean, they're quite popular. These things used to get for like 150 bucks. Now they're like 350, and they're still worth every penny. And this is a supercardioid. It's a condenser microphone, and this thing sounds incredible on speech. I absolutely love it. And it's a cute little case, you know, little thing like that. But I dearly love these, and I highly recommend these for most dialogue, unless you must have the rejection. And again, outdoors, you're typically not going to have anything bouncing, because if you are bouncing off the concrete over here, there's probably nothing around to reflect it. So you want to control your reflections, and a shotgun is not always the best choice. Bill says, oh, and the Tilta case for the Z9 is superbly built. Yeah, I dig some Tiltas. Oh, there's it. Yeah. Jared loves the 770 Pro. They're so, I mean, I was gonna say I could go grab them, but they're really, really good headphones. They do have the memory foam, but again, you can replace all of that. And they have the cloth, like Shure's and several others use a like a faux leather on the outside, and it'll make you sweat after a while. But those, wonderful. Buyer makes a ton, and you can spend $1,000 on buyers really easy, but you don't have to. 770 Pro is the best, industry standard. Boom, there you go. The Eternal Traveler. And if you hear the clunking around and the fan, that is my ice machine. Thank you, Eternal Traveler. How much do I need to work out to become a boom pole operator? Hold on. You don't really need to. It's really about balance. So you can rest it on your shoulders a little bit, or just kind of get it offset. You're just trying to find a fulcrum. There was, I think it was Tilta that had it at NAB. It's basically like a Steadicam for boom poles. And I didn't know anything about it. Someone told me about it and then sent me a picture of it. And I was just like, huh, why was this not thought of before? It's great. But yeah, I mean, you're going to get some muscles, but you don't have to work out that much. Be cool to see Nikon or Fuji do a full attempt at a cinema camera. I would be okay with that. I mean, Fuji, I'm sure Fuji Optics and Fujifilm, they probably don't ever talk to each other, but Fujinon and Fuji Optics are like to die for. Amazing. Nikon makes really good stills camera, and they're definitely hitting the video world. So it would be interesting to see that. I'm having fun forcing my correct eye to focus. Oh, and it's so very directional. Okay, lav it is for now. Well, I mean, there's a time and a place. If it's critical, lav and a boom pole. That's how you cover your rear end. I love this. All right. I'm sure if you're starting to spam, then you'll be gone. Imagine that. Conscious creator. Yeah. All right. Well, we're just gonna do this. There we go. with what Nikon did with the Z9, they just need to alter the body slightly. Their system is tight now. They've come a long way. I've told my Nikon story many, many times, and I know Bill knows it. So it's there. Back when I used Nikon, I thought they felt better in my hands. I thought they were designed far better for the size of my hands, which are fairly large. And Canon did not. The Sonys have come a long way. I think the newer Sonys actually start to feel really nice as well. Let's see here. Wow, very good points. That's what I'm here for. Well, I'm here to point. Thanks for saving me money. Yeah, I mean, Octavas, I really like them. I mean, they're not the top of the line. They're not. But I mean, these will smack a Rode down all day long. Well, I mean, Rode doesn't make this kind or style. They make some small element condenser mic. They make some. Still got to do my mic shootout. Ugh, so much work to do. And I just want to do it right. I just want to do it right for everyone so that no one goes, really? Or actually, let me do, really? True, let's see here. Whoops, there we go. My best friend, King Crux, yep, in there. Press the like button, everyone. Lewis, let's see here. I'm still impressed by your MacBook Air story. Was that the Max spec or base model? MacBook Air or MacBook Pro? The MacBook Air was, I mean, it's max spec minus the storage in there. I don't max out my storage on my MacBooks. But if it's MacBook Air, and then you got to do the thermal mod, which is literally just 2 little pieces of almost silicone rubber that will tie the chassis to the CPU. Brandon says, well, we got lots of people in here today. I love it. I love it. And I might just feel like, going a little longer today. I might. It's a good day. It's feeling good. It's hot outside, so I don't really want to go outside. It's cool in the house. So Cynthia will be very happy when she gets home. I might just, enjoy some adult beverages and, all that good stuff. Good to catch your stream after a long time of missing them. Hope things are well for you. Are you still using Kessler Quick Release? Well, yeah, dude. That's the understatement of the year. Everything I own has a Kessler Quick Release. I mean, there's the quick receiver right there. Komodo, where'd you go? No. Where'd I put the Komodo? Like, literally, where did I just put it? There it is. On the bottom of Komodo, you'll find a Kessler Quick Plate and the small rod attachments. On this one right over here, we have their quick, the K-Pod. K-Pod? It's a riser. Really, dog? That was Rex the Wonder Dog bumping into my tripod. You going in there? All right. That's the riser version that has the rails in there, and I use that one a lot when I'm shooting. Like I used it last week when I had the Cine shooter on the Cine slider, and I was pulling a little focus, or I was using it to control zoom using the Kessler DCC, which I showed off last week. There's some cool stuff with that with the Cine shooter. And if you didn't catch last week's thing, firmware 2.5 is coming out for Cine Shooter. Dragon Frame, it works. The DCC, it works. The PlayStation controller to the head, it works. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff coming. And I was going to show, yep, okay. The Dragon back here, just got back, and it's, of course, got mine on there. It's so funny because when I go on shoots, I'm usually bringing a lot of the cameras, and then like other people might bring 1 or 2. I'm usually, their stuff goes off, and I put Kessler Quick Releases on everything. I have a box, I call it my Kessie box, and in there I have every size that you can imagine of the plates and the. I just saw one. Where is it? There it is. These quick stands, that was Velcro. These quick stands are phenomenal because they sit flat. You can attach rods on them as well. I put this on everything there, and then it goes on my gear. So we were using Kessler Cine Shooter on the Cine Slider let's see, we did it for a big behind the scenes kind of studio shot. And that was actually using the IRIX 15 on a red Gemini in the background. And by the way, if I haven't said it before, which I have, the best time-lapse camera for daytime, I'm gonna call it. It's the red, the Dragon X. I used the absolute hell out of that thing this past week as a time-lapse camera, and I love it, and I can't wait. Someday soon, Komodo's going to get the full slower shutter abilities, and oh yes, it'll be wonderful because there's something tremendously amazing about shooting time lapse, and your output is a raw R3D with all the dynamic range. It's just a video that you can edit as raw as. Amazing. Bill says, got to run, my friend. Taking the youngest to see Doctor Strange. No spoilers. Get yourself a Sennheiser 418. Sennheiser makes fantastic stuff. I like the Rode NTG3. I do not like the Rode NTG4, 1, or 2, and I own the 2. Also, the Sanken CS2, I believe it is. I had the CSR2, fantastic as well. Okay, let's see what we got here. Literally nobody who would buy a Z9 when it comes to workflow. Pretty much everybody right now would choose. Well, so Bill is heavily invested in Nikon. He is a sports and outdoors photographer. Does a lot of sports photography, but he's also now in a production company where he's just shot his first feature, and he's just going crazy. So if the man likes the Z9, there's probably a reason for it. He owns a lot of Nikon bodies. 418, okay. I use the Z9 more than filming. I'm a sports, yep, I just said that. That. And Resolve handles the in-RAW files very well. That's interesting. In-RAW files are so much smaller than ProRes as well. Yeah, ProRes is meh. Not a big fan. Jared, I knew that was coming. Yeah, if anything, I'm predictable. Did the MacBook Air hold up until you're set up now, or did you feel like you needed to make the upgrade? I did not struggle with the MacBook Air until I borrowed the V-Raptor. And when I hit 8K and all of its wonderful, glorious goodness, it put the MacBook Air, and the biggest problem was not so much the processing, was the amount of memory. There was not enough memory in there to do anything. I caught Resolve, even though I told Resolve to limit itself to 12 gig, just by having to use the memory for graphics and everything else, it was using 40 gig of RAM, of which is only 16 in a MacBook Air, which means it was swapping the rest of that to the internal SSD. So yeah, that was the point that I said it's time to upgrade. Now, the MacBook Pro Max it's pretty amazing. Now, Tommy got the Studio with the Ultra, and it's faster. It's a lot faster than the Max. But the Max is going to do for so many people. Camille, for the live streams and reviews, by the way, can you give a tour of your studio? I can't today, but I will. It needs to be cleaned first. I was trying to get the doggo cam going today, but my HDMI to, I don't know why, let's just throw this thing away. my HDMI. I hate these little dongle things. That didn't work, so I did not succeed in getting that up today. What are you doing? There you go. Soon I'll be able to do a tour, but it's pretty reasonable size. It's 20 by 32 this way. This wall right here, which I mean, I can. Let me give a little kind of tour. It's such a mess. I'm gonna regret doing this. So that's a faux wall. So well, thanks for focusing, Sony. That there you can see the crack there. That's just a big 8x solid. But this is all fake. This is all set here. And then okay, move. And then kind of, I mean, there's stuff's everywhere. You kind of see back there in the back, and then let me put that back on. I have it so air flows. Gear storage. That's the kitchen set when it's not completely covered. There's the kitchen, and camera gear, all that good stuff. That's I mean, that, in a nutshell, that is the studio. Back behind over this way is a shelving for all the review stuff that I have to do, and lighting, all that sits over there. And then there's a bathroom right there. 10-foot ceilings. If I was doing it again, at the bare minimum, if I was doing this building again, which I built the studio, I would go 24 this way, and I go 40 this way, bare minimum. And then I would do at least a 12-foot ceiling. So this is 10-foot ceilings, and I'm like, that'll be all I ever need. Pfft, no. If you want to start hanging stuff overhead and get a nice, like an 8x overhead and get a really nice soft light for the down light, you can't do that in a 10-foot studio. Not unless you have the light mats or anything like that. So yeah, I would definitely do a 12-foot ceiling. But I did, the bathroom only has a 7-foot ceiling on there. So on top of that is where all my servers are. And I can't point the camera up there. Okay, so Ryan says, totally agree on the time lapse. Was so easy and great on my Raven. I can't wait for more to come on Komodo. Exactly. Red CEO into chat. Yep. We always love when Jared joins. And Johnny. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Yeah, the streams are back. I'm happy to be back. I mean, just had so many Fridays that got conflicted by work, which is not a bad thing. And then I had a trip to Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. I had to draw it out in my head. Yeah, that if you want to hear about that disaster, last week I talked about it. But I am going to be doing the big long adventure tour again. I'm trying to figure out Cinegear. I'm trying to balance it. Right now, flights are insane. I could not believe that. I tried on Southwest to get a flight for Cinegear, and when I went to check out, the price had already changed. And it's like, oops, price went up. I'm like, how? It's 500 something bucks to fly to LA right now. So I don't know if I'm going to get to go to Cinegear or not. It's a struggle, but I am planning a really long nature adventure trip around the country, and I kind of want to see if when I can nail this thing down, if there's anybody that would like to just kind of go hang out and collab and shoot some stuff along the way. It'd be kind of fun. Henry is testing slow shutter on Guardians of the Galaxy right now. It's been a long process. Yeah, it's cool, and I know V-Raptor is got more processing power than Komodo, so it's easier to do, but it's still been a challenge, as I understand it. So, I mean, we're ever hopeful. I love slow shutter. I mean, I was sitting at 1 frame a second. I was at an airport, right? I mean, it was like I can't show the picture. Yeah, I'm not allowed to show. Everything has to go through clearance on that stuff. I can't. Yeah, but it was cool. I got some great shots of jets, big jets, just right up against them, just like right up. No, I can't. I get in trouble. It was a lot of fun. I love planes, so I could be at an airport all day long. King says I bought the Z9 over there, and the FS7. Yeah, that's pretty ancient. You have more C stands than B&H, Scott. I don't. I don't ever have enough. When I do product videos, my God, I probably use. Well, I mean, I know I have because I've literally had to buy a bunch of combo stands and super combo stands because I kept running out of C stands all the time, like way more than. And so when you start double clamping stuff and adding things, it's like, how can I get this on this without using another grip? I mean, it was a lot of fun, and so I said, you know what, I'm not playing that game anymore, and I started buying more C stands. Every time I have the option or a little extra money that isn't destined for something else, I buy C stands. Some people invest in gold. I invest in C stands. I do want to show before I bring this up. I do want to show my latest acquisition, which is going to be cool. Some of y'all know how much I am into astrophotography, but I'm really excited for this guy right here. For those who don't know, this is a William optic. This is the Gran Turismo 71. It is a triplet apochromatic refractor, which means it's just fantastically clear. And I'm going to be using it to image the skies as well. Since I had such great luck with Komodo, and Komodo is really light, I'm going to use Komodo on the planets with that, which is really cool because I got some cool shots of Saturn and Jupiter just messing around with just using the Sigma 150 to 600. And got some really cool stuff of Komodo. And now that I've learned a little bit more, because back when I did the imaging originally, it was a totally different world. But you could actually just play a video into these software packages that will use every single frame and build the image of Jupiter, and that's cool. So Komodo is a lightweight camera, so yeah, it'll work great for that. Okay, whew. Let's see here. Zero Eight says, King Crook Gaming, is your business shooting both photo and video? Maybe it's just my buddies and disliking the DSLR. Well, I mean, it's definitely, if you're a hybrid shooter, it makes sense. I get it. Ryan says, Jared, I can only imagine the detail that goes into all of that. Just happy to know work is always ongoing to improve the existing cameras. Yes, they don't ever stop. I mean, they're improving everything. One day I'm going to get, well, I've been in the bowels of Red Studios, but one day I'm going to get the special Jared tour and get to see all that cool stuff. And I'll just come back going, let's see here. Lewis says, I'm surprised because so many people recommended the NTG4. I'll check out the NTG3. NTG3 has a far better, more natural sounding voice. So there's a lot more bass that is picked up by the NTG3. The NTG2 is very thin. The NTG4 is, it's not as directional. It's a very short shotgun. I did not like the sound of it. But that's my opinion. So, you should definitely listen to them on your own as well. Also forgot to mention the Komodo, although I wouldn't consider it ready to shoot at spending just $6K as much as the other options. Oh yeah, okay. Mentioning it as alternatives. I mean, Komodo is cool. Komodo is cool. It's so fast, it's so easy, and so light. I heard about that. The M1 chips use the SSD to swap. They do. All of them do. I mean, all of the Macs will swap. The good thing about the performance that they're putting into their Apple Silicon is their direct connection to storage is so fast that most of us don't pick up on that. Now that I know what it feels like, I pick up on it instantly, but most people would never know that it's doing that because it's so fast at doing it and it's pretty efficient at it. It just couldn't do 8K video. Well, it couldn't process the 8K the way I wanted to process it, put it that way. It would play it, but it wouldn't play it clear. Let's get this going here. King says 08 design only video. The Z9 will be the small camera for run and gun and B-roll. I mean, why not? Very nice, very nice. This is a Don Carlos. It's fantastic. It's a good day. Yeah, I felt like I deserved it. Wow, good to know it can handle it. It's incredible now how much things have quickly advanced. Yes, indeed. Jared, it actually is. It's on my list. Big Sur is on there. I was mentioning it last week that Nascimento Ferguson Road is still closed. I want that road to open. I love that road. I want to redo my time lapses that I did up there with the June gloom cloud, the fog rolling in. Yeah, Big Sur's in there. So it's I'm going up to Indiana, Chicago, and then going across the top. Well, I guess I got to reframe myself. Going across the top, over back towards Seattle, then down the coast again, and then back over to Texas. But I will be doing these like little jogs in between, so I can kind of stay. Because there's now that I can shoot in national parks, which is great. I enjoy that. I couldn't do that back in 2018 when I did the last one. So I'm gonna and after those grizzlies that I got at Glacier, oh man, I'm gonna spend a week at Glacier. I freaking love that place. And with DCC and or the app from Kessler on the Cine Shooter, I could put my camera out in the field where I'm not allowed to be because you have to be 100 yards away from bears. But I put my gear out there and I can remote control it and get the shot. I kind of learned that from Jared. Let's see here. The BTS lighting. The FS7 is broadly used. It is. It's just one of those comfort factors. They know it. They know what it can do, and they just love using it. But I've seen a lot of production shifting from it. It does have a lot of limitations. Let's see here. I took a course on lighting, and his religion was light spaces, not faces. Can you break how you were able to light your space? I mean, they're not wrong. Most of these lights that are in here are 100% for eye candy. I was pointing to this. The purple light here, the green light down over here, the Pac-Man, the purple light here. It's the someone had a name for it. I forget what it was, but it's that's all for that's just for eye candy. To light, yes, you want to light spaces. You want the place to look like you would see it with your eye. Then you use that to motivate your lighting for your actors. So the idea here is, of course, the color's not right, but you see the light coming in here through the window, which is dim right now. It should be going there, but I don't have the spotlight on it right now. Let me just turn that up. That means that you would immediately say, oh, well, there's sunlight coming in through here, so this is probably a window. It's very easy for the eye to draw that conclusion. So, I mean, all I really wanted was a big, soft Big soft light. Where is my 300X? Right there. Let's turn that up. Yeah, okay, there we go. Big soft light right here. That's all I want. This is an 8x with a 300D Mark II, way back in the back. And it's bright when you do that. But right over here, I have a single net that is basically, and you can't see it, but it keeps the lighting on the desk very even, because it would be a hot spot right there if I didn't have the single net, which the angle kind of makes it just kind of fall off right here. So I get the full soft of the 8x on my face, but you get the not blown out on the desk. And then up there is, it's just a little bit of fill. I just wanted to fill in the light on here. And then everything else, like these are practical. Overhead, there's a little 60p60x back there, just providing a little bit of light. But I mean, it's the motivation here is you've got sunlight coming through this side of the house. Can we make a donation goal for your flight? I mean, sure. If you do what you want to do, that's totally fine. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to, but I mean, it's cool if you want to. Any single biggest tip for good astrophotography results? Yes. Track. You've got to be tracking. So there's a. I'm gonna go grab something real quick if I don't trip and fall along the way, and the dog doesn't move right when I'm walking over him. There's a rule, and I can't quote it. I just know it, and that is the wider your lens, the longer you can expose for astrophotography. So that's great for Milky Ways, but when you're shooting like, do I have not here and I can't show it? Dadgummit. When you're shooting like a deep sky object like Orion's Nebula or like the Whirlpool Galaxy or anything like that, those things are fairly small in the sky. They're quite small, like the size of your pinky held out, which means you have to be really close in there. You need a really good, like, 70 millimeter on that scope that I have is really good to get into. Sorry, to get into something like that. I shot the Orion Nebula with I think it was a 50 millimeter that I was shooting. But the important thing is you need for astrophotography. It's not just I mean, you're trying to gather light, a lot of light, but you're also trying to gather details, and there's a lot to that. Let me explain while I walk. Please stand by. So you need to gather not one long exposure for hopefully I'm not losing my audio. That would really be bad if you're just listening to static. The exposure, one long exposure will blow out the center of, say, a cluster, and then all of the outside will be nicely exposed. Well, that's not good for anybody. There's such dynamic range in deep sky objects that you need to take a bunch of different exposures and stack them. So you will take, say, and then we'll talk about noise here in just a moment, but you'll take like 20 1-minute exposures and then 20 30-second exposures and then 20 5-minute exposures. And then you're going to cover your camera and take 5 or so dark frames. And for those of you with a red, I mean, that's what black shading is doing. It is calibrating the sensor to the temperature to the exposure, or not, I don't think red is exposure, but it is on all these other cameras, exposure, to create a map that will deaden the noise a bit, because cameras get noisy. The biggest problem is when you're reading from a sensor, then it's generating a lot of heat. Heat brings up the noise level, which then has to be counteracted by cooling. So on a lot of these astrophotography cameras, they have a Peltier cooler in the back, that a heat sink and then a fan, so that they can actually bring the temperature of the sensor down to like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which they can then maintain, which very much like what red does. Red, you black shade at the sensor at a certain thing, a certain temperature, and then it maintains that as best as it can, as long as it's within. So that's why I've got extra. Sorry, squirrel, and it's bothered me. I've got this tungsten glow going in here that I didn't have before, and it's all because of the. There we go. Let's put this on here. The Aperture 300X that I have blasting into the window. There. I did not have anything on there, and I was running out of time, and now I've placed the reflector on there. Now I'm a little better. Okay. Okay. So, Brian, to capture all of that, a 1 minute exposure at say 50 millimeters, that star or that cluster or that galaxy it's going to be out of frame by the time the 60. So that's blurred the whole way. So you need to follow the rotation of the Earth and counteract it. The cheapest way to do that, and probably for everyone here who is considering even playing with it, hold on one second. I just need to see something here. And sorry for going down a rabbit hole here. I just want to be detailed. Okay, so a star tracker. This is a star tracker. This is the Skywatcher Star Adventurer 2i Pro Pack. This, you align it with Polaris. Let me turn it this way. You align it with Polaris. Polaris is almost perfectly north, which means you could put your camera here and it will rotate and follow the stars perfectly as they should. Now these star trackers, they're not that expensive, like $450, and they'll hold. This one holds like 11 pounds. Says I'm expecting my delivery still. All right, fine. I have something expensive showing up. So you need a star tracker. The star tracker will track those. It'll track the stars so that you can actually stay with it while you're taking a long exposure. Now, just go a little bit further into why a star tracker isn't the end-all solution for everything. There is a thing called periodic error correction, and that is motors are not perfect. These all use not servo motors, but whatever. They all use stepper motors, and the stepper motors will not be 100% perfect. And so there's a small amount of change that will occur, and it has to be corrected for. And so these star trackers are only in one direction, and a good astrophotography or telescope mount will move in two directions, and then it can correct. But not all of them have that. And then there's sky guiding, which is literally a camera that's mounted to a second. That's what that little telescope, the finder scope, it will be pointed at stars, and it will map those stars. And if they shift at all, it will move the telescope for me. It's it's really wild. It's a rabbit hole, and I will do probably a couple of videos on it just for people who are interested. Geek says, sorry for the rabbit hole. Apple's new M chips are amazing. But they've also excluded users like me. I'll be getting a Windows machine after years of not touching. Well, I mean, it's not for everyone, for sure. Aiden, hey there, Aiden. How are you? Finally catching your live stream. Well, welcome. I'm glad you got here. Lewis, the cup was in my eye that I could focus long distance. Fill me in. Okay, there. Ooh, you got me with that motivate the light. I totally understand. Perfect. Okay, cool. I use programs like Nuke, Houdini. Yeah, 3D stuff I think is going to follow. I think there's going to be some stuff that will really use the Apple Silicon better. But I mean, everybody's kind of behind on that. They didn't realize how popular the Apple Silicon was going to be. Video will release in their 4K soon. Hope for that. Tommy says, hi, Scotty. Just jumping in after watching Doctor Strange. No spoilers. No spoilers. Nice. All makes sense. Thanks for the in-depth explanation on that. Yep. Happy to help. And I mean, I literally just gave you a 5-second version of a novel. I mean, I talked for like 10 minutes, but I mean, there's so much to it. On top of that, all the things that our cameras, because I'll be using this camera a lot on some of the astrophotography until I'm good enough and it's going to make me some money that I can afford to get a really quality astro camera. But these, they have UV filters on there, which makes us look great because we don't get all that brown crud that you see on so many other cameras like Black Magic. Those UV filters that are on there, you need that for astrophotography. It's all that light, most of that light, a lot of that light is UV, it's ultraviolet. And so you need to be able to capture that. These cameras can capture it, but they have an OLPF in front of them that block that. So you have to add filters to basically unblock the block while it's weird, but it'll enhance. So putting that on there, the camera that has to take a 60-second exposure now has to take a 5-minute exposure because you're trying to get the hydrogen alpha emissions through your OLPF. It's wild. But an astro camera, astrophotography camera, an actual purpose-built one, has no UV filter. They actually use the same sensors. There's an astrophotography camera that uses the A7S III. There's one that uses they love the Sony sensors. They just get to use them in a different way. Tommy, I was just watching your review earlier. Very nice, very nice. Aiden, I'm a freelance script and gaffer. I recently produced a couple of projects and really like the producer role, logistics and bringing everything together. Do you have any tips or suggestions for someone who's interested in producing past? So I am not a producer, but I know many, many producers. And I can tell you from my standpoint, and I can also tell you basically from their standpoint. A producer's job is to make everything happen. It's to really bring it all together. It's to bring it in on time, on budget, all of these things, and to wrangle every department. So in our world, you come in and you say, I want $1 to shoot as a DP, and the producer comes back and goes, we only have 50 cents to give you. And you're like, they're working an angle. And that angle is to A, save as much as they can for multiple reasons. One reason is they know that they're going to go over budget anyway, because what doesn't go over budget? But two, there's going to be oh by the ways. And the oh by the ways always show up. Oh crap, we need to do this. Well, we didn't budget for that. So the producer will have a little bit stuck in their back pocket that they saved by paying you 50 cents, that kind of stuff. The 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 biggest the biggest thing with producing is you've got to balance. You've got to be able to balance both your crew, your budget, the expectations, and you have to be okay with being called names because people are going to call you out for cutting the budget and such. And it's a tough balance. It's a fun job to a point, and it's a lot of work to a point because producers work their butts off long before, all during, and then mostly somewhat afterwards. So, I mean, you really need to become a PA to some producers and start picking up on that as much as you can to see if you can slide in and learn. Because there's many levels, and I cannot speak to all the different levels. I just don't live in that world above the line. But there's many different layers of producers, and you start from the bottom and you work your way up. There's line producers, and I mean, it's everywhere. So start working your way up that, and just understand why people don't like producers. It's a tough job. It's not fun. Maybe I'll have a producer come on here and have that conversation. That might be fun. I should do that. Why am I just saying? Scott, are you into drones or do you hire that out? I'm into drones, but I don't have my Part 107 yet. That was actually, my plan was to actually get that last week, but jobs, really? It's my first time getting a cut. Jobs came up and, well, I like money. So I do like drones. I do fly drones. I flew drones a lot before the Part 107 existed. And then at that point, I didn't really focus on drones. But when I go out and I do adventure stuff, I really like the drone stuff. So I'm going to be getting my 107 here soon. But right now, I hire them out. What are your thoughts on the Mini 3 vertical camera? Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Mini is not my, it's not my area of drone. Right now, until I get my Part 107, I have an Air 2 that I fly, and then I will get the Mavic 3, not Cine. That's most likely what I'll get unless they come out with the Mavic 3S that they're teasing. Yeah, I like that one a lot better. Do you film with drones? That is to Lewis. I love flying drones, and I wonder if it would be a good skill to have in the future. It can, but it can also be very saturated. I know guys. I mean, I know a lot of guys in the drone industry, and it's cutthroat because there's so many people that come in and they're not bottom feeding, but they're trying to get in, so they're undercutting, and it's a real pain in the rear. And I know a lot of guys are getting out of it because it's so saturated. And those that are truly big and successful are truly big and successful because they cut rate and they shoot like 24/7 and never sleep. That's not enjoyable. So I don't. It's a good skill to have. I don't know what your requirements are up in Canada though. Y'all used to have some seriously stiff rules for drones, but I think that relaxed a little bit. Seems like a lot of fun. Been thinking about grabbing a drone. Drones are a lot of fun. I love storytelling with drones for my own stories. Hiring me out, I don't know if I would ever want to go down that route. It's mostly for me that I want to do the Part 107, and I guess an occasional job here and there, but nothing big. Seems like social media is pushing the vertical TikToks. Is the clients you work with wanted? There are clients that want it, and there are clients that don't. I don't mind the vertical, but if I have a choice, I will always choose clients that want to shoot horizontal. If I have a choice, just because. King says, Scott, can you fly an FPV drone? Yes, once. No, I cannot fly one yet. I have been training a little bit using the simulators, and I almost bought one the other day just to screw around with, but I decided not to. Yeah, I don't like vertical video. To me, vertical video is a problem. How do I phrase it? The push for vertical video has nothing to do with what consumers want. It's 100% to do with what fits in how people operate. So the phone is vertical, and people are typically holding it this way. People don't like, they don't go to movies and want to see a vertical video. They like to see things in the perspective that our eyes are. But this is convenient. And so the push for vertical is nothing more than how do we force people to use vertical to fit this? Because their goal in life is not to give you the most immersive and enjoyable viewing experience. It is for you to scroll through as fast as possible and visit their ads. That's what it's for. I'm not a huge fan of vertical, and I know that it will die off. It will. It's a strong push. TikTok is a time waster. It is not, no one goes to TikTok to learn how to do something. Yeah, they can learn how to do the quick little shuffle dance or quick little thing. Yeah, they got 10-minute videos now, but you go there to waste time. You don't go there to learn anything or to see something. You go to the cinema to leave reality and enjoy something. You watch TV, not in vertical. You watch it in our perspective to be a part of something else, to immerse yourself in something else. Vertical is not immersive. You know how I know it's not immersive? Well, gosh, I've only got one eye covered. But if you're horizontal, if only I could focus that close. Have you heard of the zine anamorphics with a ridiculous pricing? I have, and I'm not a fan of zines. I've heard some people say that the new zines anamorphics are far better than the zine lenses. I am personally not a fan at all of the zine lenses. But I know a couple of people who have them, use them, shoot them, and I cannot fault their visuals. They look great, but I'm clearly doing something wrong. Good point on FPV, especially with the GoPro bones. Yeah. And says, thanks, Scott. Appreciate your insight. Yeah, I want to get a producer on here. I'll bring one of my friends on here one day, and we'll do a live stream chat together. I like when companies make niche-specific tools for people. I don't. I mean, they're all trying to differentiate themselves to create the platform. Just like Instagram apparently today is now going full vertical for photos and videos. Ooh, great. Once more, changing how people do things. And, you know, I don't shoot vertical. I shoot it when they ask for it, but I don't shoot for vertical. Call me old-fashioned. Maybe I am. Yeah, I know FPV violence in my city. What I wouldn't work for them, but they're dominant ones. So you pick horizontal or vertical because the type of clients pay more, or it's easier? Neither. I believe in the landscape view. I believe that what I shoot will be viewed far differently than vertical. I know that vertical is a market. I know it's a big market, and it's where a lot of clients want to go. But they're doing it for advertising. They want their product out there, because if I'm working for a client, guess what? The client's trying to advertise something. Yep. So they're going to social media in that vertical format because that's what works to get advertising. I mean, I like those clients. I like advertising. I love product video. It's just not it's not what I believe in. I don't believe in the vertical video is the best out there. That's my opinion. The younger generation completely disagrees with me. The younger generation probably disconnected from the live stream when I started talking, because that's the younger generation. They have the attention span of squirrel. No. Vertical video is becoming a phenomenon, especially now Instagram 16.9. Yeah. And you'll find me doing less and less Instagram. Yeah. Call me an old fart. No, I mean, seriously, just call me an old fart. Oh, they don't like it, but they can deal with it because of the composition for the vessel now. Yep. They want your attention and keep ads on the platform. Yeah. Well, what they really want, and this is the thing, when you scroll through Instagram before the full things, you basically would scroll and stop, scroll and stop, scroll and stop. And the reason you would scroll and stop is because you wanted to capture in your mind, you wanted to visually grab what was that picture, what was it an image of, what was it this, blah, blah, blah. And when you stop on an ad, they get to count. They're like, oh, they stopped on the ad. The AI in the background is going, he stopped for 4.5 seconds. Okay, we want to make him stop for 7 seconds. What do we need to do to our image to make it stop for 7 seconds? Well, guess what? If it's full frame, when you scroll an image, it's going to stop, whether you recognize it or not. Because I'm really good at recognizing what's an ad and what's not. Well, I'm about 50% as good. But I would say that's pretty tuned. So I could scroll right past those ads, in which case they're not getting paid. They're not getting the results. They're not getting new engagements. They're not getting the same metrics. And so they're not going to spend as much. And that's not what Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these, that's not what they want. They want people to stay on them. So full screen, I scroll up, I stopped on an ad, takes me longer because it's vertical, because we read left to right or right to left, depending on where you are in the world, top to bottom. So if it's long and you put a lot of information on there, I have to read down it to see what it is. Horizontal, you can read it real fast. It's gimmicky. I don't like it. I wonder what the aspect ratio of our vision would be. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We have really wide vision, but we also have really cool features. So we're really sharp straight ahead, and then we get duller and duller off to the side, but we can still see. Like I can see right here while I'm looking at you that there is an image, and there's an image, and there's an image on my iPad that's right here. It was an image of me, and then there was my thumbnail, and then that's what it was. But I could see that, but I didn't know what it was. So we have really wide perception, but we don't have really wide detail. We can detail straight ahead, and I almost call it like a zoom lens. So we can zoom in when we're straight ahead. We can see things way off in the distance and register it. But over here, we only get an idea. Yeah, I don't know what it would be. Look, so much for your perspective. I never thought of that. No. I mean, it's just take everything I say with a grain of salt, because it's just one old fart's opinion. I wonder if fart's going to be the one that demonetizes me. Interesting. So they're really taking our attention. There is a hidden intention with the vertical. Absolutely. If anybody knows, I can't remember the name of it. On Netflix, there was a really good documentary that came out in 2020, I think it was, on social media. And it talks about all of this stuff. And they're talking about it that they made it like a year or two before, and the stuff that they're trying to think about right now in the future is pretty out there. Jason, hello, Jason. How are you? Vertical with an extreme wide angle can create some interesting compositions. It can, but is it? It's a composition, which is art. And I do love art. Don't get me wrong. I try to shoot for experience myself. I try to shoot. I want people to see as much as what I can see when I see something cool. That is that's my perspective of shooting it. And I like art, and I do crop, and I do color, and I create art out of photos, which is a big misconception. People think these super stylized photos are photos. They're not. They're now art because you have taken the photo and manipulated it beyond what it was. I like to do the natural. I like to do in camera as much as I can. I just think it's really cool. Now, I mean, astrophotography, there's no way to do that because we just don't have that kind of sensitivity. But it's cool. I will be interested. I mean, you're right. Otherwise, they would film Batman in vertical and not use the 442. I mean, it'd shoot vertical. I just love how they use it. I mean, it's. I don't know who said it. I did, and I honestly don't remember. But someone said there's no such thing as a bad lens because the lens, there's a story you can tell with any lens. And I mean, the 442 has been raved about for many, 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 many years as this amazing, plenty of the high availability because there's literally hundreds of thousands of those things out there. And it's just unique. And unique is a character, and a character drives a story, and you apply a character to your character, it multiplies, and you get emotion. I'm just curious what makes horizontal video so timeless. I don't think it makes it timeless at all. Seems like vertical videos for 15 seconds. It is. And it's exactly what I said, and that is, it is designed to waste time. Someone made this analogy, so I'm not going to take credit for it, but I will paraphrase it a little bit. But when you go and you sit down and you want to watch something, if you have a TV or a projector or something like that, you're going to pull it up on that and you're going to watch it. If you want to learn something, you may be on your iPad or your phone, but you're going to pull it up and you're going to try to immerse yourself into learning that on video. When you go to the tire store and you're getting your tires rotated and you're sitting in the lobby, you don't care. You got nothing to do. There's no way you're going to immerse yourself in anything because there's distractions everywhere. There's nothing to do but sit there and wait. You could scroll on the web or you could TikTok. It's a time waster. You don't use it to educate. You don't use it to retain. You use it to consume time. That's massively paraphrased from what their original point was. I bet it's a lot wider in Panavision, but we also have pretty high vertical too. It's IMAX probably IMAX, somewhere around there. Maybe they want to visually see more. Maybe it's the rise in popularity of VR film. Maybe. Google says it's close to 3.2. Huh. Now, is it 3.2 per eye? And thus we create a panorama of 3.2, which makes it 6.4, 12. I mean, it kind of gets you closer to. Yes, thanks, Art. Hey, Art, good to see you, buddy. Netflix show The Social Dilemma. If you have not watched it, watch it. It's really good. It's really well done. It's somewhat entertaining, just to show how it's done, but it really will show you the mindset of social media and what they're really doing. Ryan, I should have asked Google. I mean, it reminds me, the metaverse is coming. That's not coming. it's 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 coming in for a landing, and the landing gear is stuck. Do you have any experience with a 360 camera? Yes, I have some. Not so much for filming, but for behind the scenes, reframing and composition. I mean, reframing and composition is probably the least cool part of it. And the main reason is we don't have sensors in a 360 rig other than really expensive ones that have enough resolution to be able to reframe and not get some weirdness or lose so much resolution that's just not cool. Yeah, I like 360 for immersion, feeling. I like VR for immersion and experiencing something. I I haven't found myself. I mean, I bought the VR goggles and I played in the metaverse for a little while, and I was like, so this is just a cartoon way for me to go hang out with people. And I can do that in lots of other ways. In fact, I prefer Zoom. I feel like I've been fooled this entire time. You haven't, Lewis. It's designed on purpose to be the least impactful so that it's just enough for them to win, but not enough for you to easily figure it out. Speaking of VR, the dream is to experience something like Jurassic Park in full VR. I think that would do well. I think there are movies that would do so well. I think, and I don't know, but I've heard that Avatar, the next Avatars are going to be similar to that. I just don't know how. I just heard that. I think Avatar as an immersion in like where you can look around, even if it's 180, would have been incredible to be a part of, to experience. Top Gun? I don't think so. And that's the funny thing about like films. It is the first thing that I noticed when YouTube first came out with the you could move your camera around in your space and get around the 360 videos. And I have some friends who I mean they've been on here, the Diamond Brothers. They were big into the VR space for a long time. The You are trying to sell a product. You're trying to keep their eyes here, but you've given them the ability to look everywhere else. And I found myself looking all around. I mean, I was a nerd, so I was literally looking around for how do they light this? How do they do this? How do they block out the C stands? You know, what do they do here to make this happen? In the end, the advertiser's like, we actually just want people to look right here. Can we not? Yeah, you could shoot it in 16:9. Bruce Lee said, don't waste time because time is what life is made of. Don't waste your life, baby. Well, that TikTok's inspired me so much. Said no one. It's true. I mean, I don't have a TikTok account. People have begged me to get one. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And those people that begged me to get one that were on there are not doing it anymore either. So it's like, it's almost like, and I'm not saying this negatively, but it's almost like they're trying to get validation for their choice. I mean, it's weird. This is, so Oculus will be the movie in the future. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Because what is the point in going to a theater if you're not going to experience the theater? And quite honestly, like when I go to the theater or I'm doing it in the home theater, I am trying to immerse myself in the story that they're presenting. They've spent time to get something out to me, and I want to immerse into it. I don't want distractions. I don't want my iPad right next to me. I don't want to be able to look over here and immediately distract, find out how they lit it, or to see if there's any oopsies. You know, they left a coffee cup in this section back over here that you were never supposed to see, but oh, we shot it in 360. I don't see the benefit unless it is a pure immersion experience. An experience. I think a Disney ride or I mean, even IMAX could turn into this, where you go there to fully feel like you're someplace else. Underwater would be really cool. In space would be really cool. That kind of stuff. Now that makes sense. Experience for VR. Yep. What inspires you lately, Scott? And what is your excitement? Right now, my excitement is nature. Also space, because it's nature. Okay, I mean, it's nature. Nature is just not Earth. It's everything. Everything. Yeah, everything inspires me. Yeah, but I mean, right now, I want. I have some ideas for some product stuff that I want to do. That's inspired me. I have some sci-fi alien shorts that I want to shoot. I did buy a cheap laser, and I did clean 2 of my 4 fog machines, and I did play with the lasers, and I'm definitely going to have to spend some money or rent one to get a good laser, because yeah, the frequencies, the scanners are horrible on these. But I love sci-fi. I love space, that's never going to stop for me. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every time SpaceX launches something, if I can't catch it live, I go back and I watch it. I do fast forward till right before it launches, and then I watch the whole experience. It only takes like 10 minutes. It's no big deal, but I can't not enjoy that. There's not been one space launch that I can't enjoy. I just love the fact that we can do that. So I love that. That's inspiring to me. Yeah. Set Deck will be like, hey, we need more money. And they're like, well, the camera used it because, they did all the VR stuff. And Set Deck's like, how do you think that's really? Wow. How long was it dictating? Never thought of it that way. Do you have any pieces of gear that isn't new but still golden that lasted the years? Yeah. Canon XL1 right there. And then I have 2 film cameras in the cabinet over there that are old. I have my original film camera that my father gave to me that is old. I did bring that out, didn't I? I thought I brought that out finally. Yeah, there's a lot of gear that is timeless. C-stands are timeless. They last forever. Yeah. Have you had any exposure with the Venus Laowa 25 to 100? Yes, I had one of the prototypes, and I had it for about 5 months. I gave a lot of feedback on it. A lot of the feedback that I had given, they took Well, they heard from other people, and they did some of it, and others not. Is it a bad lens? No, it's not a bad lens. Is it the the way I described it? And I'm not. Laowa makes wonderful stuff. I love Laowa. I love the guys over there, the team at Laowa. They really are doing amazing stuff. The was boring to me. And I shot some stuff with it. And I was going to do a review on it, but I had a pre-production model that had some problems. One of them was that it was not parfocal. That was a big problem. I believe the new ones are. It was boring. I shot the giant Union Pacific Big Boy, the giant steam locomotive. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, go look it up. They rebuilt this thing and they take it around the country. It's huge. And I shot that multiple days with the and because I mean that's like the perfect it was the perfect subject for the because it's big and you want to get up close but you want to get far away, and so a 25 to 100 was really cool, and I got some nice shots with it, but I was never turned on by it. I felt it was really flat and boring, and very heavy. And I really, really wanted to love that lens because the Fujinon 19 to 90 is like that's the one I would love to have. Wish it was full frame. I love that lens. And I thought if this thing could be 80% as good as a 19 to 90 Fujinon, it would be fantastic. It wasn't 80%. It wasn't bad. It wasn't sharp, but it wasn't dull. It was not contrast, but it wasn't log. It was really flat and boring. That's the best way I could say it. Yeah, I asked them if they wanted to send me a production one when they came out, and they're like, we're good. I mean, no big deal, and it's fine. I enjoyed being a part of that and working with them with that because it was cool. It didn't toot my horn. And if I had put out a review on it, I would have said exactly what I just said. And as I've said many times on this channel, I review stuff that interests me, that I like, well, that I end up liking, put it that way. Things that are useful to me, things that I will use are things that get reviews on here. I'm not going to waste my time reviewing something, and I've done it a couple of times, but for the most part, I don't waste my time reviewing something just for the sake of it. I don't want to give bad reviews because, quite honestly, if I'm having to give a bad review, then I chose to review the wrong product. I don't know if does that sound right? I don't want that to come off wrong because I'm not predetermining reviews at all. Don't read that at all. But if something interests me, I have a feeling that it probably interests you guys. And so I look towards it. Now, there have been products that I have sent back and have never spoken a word of it because, yeah, it sucked. And I'm just not going to put out a review that says it sucks. I'll tell people that it sucks, but yeah. For me, lights and audio last the longest. Still have my H4n. I still have my H4n. But is yours all sticky? Mine, every H4n I've ever touched that's like a few years old is all sticky. I don't know what they put on the outside. Oof. Oh man, I need C-stands. Yes, I love Matthew's C-stands the best, but being on a budget, I can't always afford them, so I do have a variety of C-stands. I do have a lot of Matthew's gear, but I also have some Impact stuff because I'm cheap. Why would people tell you to get TikTok if you're not interested in the platform? The validation, I'm so curious. Can you explain it to me like I'm 5 years old? Yeah. Hey, I went out and I just bought a brand new Subaru Impreza, and it's cool. So you go around and you drive around all your friends and you tell people, hey, check out my new car. See, look how cool it is. You smell that? You smell the leather? Sit in there. It's really nice. You'll like it. That is validation. You're not doing that to show off, because to be truthful, you don't show off a Subaru Impreza. Is it Impreza? That's a Subaru. You're doing it so that people go, ooh, that's really cool. Yeah, good job. And then you're like, oh, it is pretty cool. I did a great job. In the car industry, they there's a tactic where you go into the dealership, you're going to buy your car. Oh, we can't because it's after hours. Home, come back tomorrow. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, I'm back. Whew, that was weird. It went black for a minute, and there I'm back. Okay, so they send you home with the vehicle because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pull into your subdivision, and you're gonna park it outside. You're gonna let people see you in your car, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, cool, Scott got a new car. He got a new truck. Hey, cool, check that out." And you start liking that. It makes you feel good. It gives you validation, even though you weren't asking for it at that point. Now, you're emotionally locked in to that car far more than you were the night before. You could back out the night before when it came down to it. Now, you're like, well, everyone's seen me in this car. I can't return it, because then people will be like, well, what happened to the car? That's validation. So people telling you to get on TikTok because they're on TikTok is, hey, this is a really cool thing. You'll love it. And they're doing it because they were told to do that. They got on there. They don't understand it. They don't know why. And they need you to validate it for them. And if enough people don't validate it, then they get off, magically enough. Yeah, I mean, but what are the chances of people going viral there, Lewis? Or says, copy, I see the cat has setback as they weren't doing it for us. Yeah. Oh, you sent the cat a setback. Yeah. It sounds like the might not be it either. I'll save up for some ingenue EZs. Yeah. Ingenues are nice. They're nice, but they're not in America now. But you're not in America, so wait. No, you're not. You're not in America, right? You're England, right? Tell me I got that right. Yeah, ingenues in Europe, you can definitely get those. And I love ingenues. Those are really nice. As far as zooms out there, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've said the ones that I like. I honestly wish that Sigma and I wish Takina would build full frame zoom like a 25 to 100 or a 19 to 90 or something like that in full frame. I mean, you could price it big, price it $12,000. I mean, Takina would have to price it at 15. Sigma would probably be around 12.5. And if it did anything close to what the Sigmas do, yeah, I mean, that'd be an easy win. Is it hard to find a team, Scott? How do you collaborate with other people or build relationships in the film industry? It's just over time. Is it just so? I mean, meet people, talk to people. interact with people, not just online. I get a lot of my work from friends that I have become friends with after talking online, being on Facebook. Then you get in a Zoom call. Then you go to Cinegear or NAB and you meet face to face, and you solidify each time you're taking a stepping stone into friendship, and you're solidifying it. Now it's business friendships, which can be different than regular friendships. In fact, they are quite different actually. But I mean, that's why these shows are so important, and it's why I wish I'd have gone to NAB. That's why I really want to go to Cinegear. Maybe I could sweet talk the wife into letting me spend $550 to go. Jeez, that's just a fly there. Then I've got a big group of friends that are going to get a big house and rent it out, and that would be a great place. They're great people. I've been Zooming with them for years now, and it's a lot of fun to do that, but it costs a lot of money. It'd be a $1,500 trip easy, and $1,500 is, it's not insignificant. But I mean, you build your relationships, and that's literally what building a relationship is. And sometimes you have friends that hire you because they know you, and you're okay at what you do. I'm not God's gift to DP or to cinematography. I mean, I screw up. I've ruined some shots. I don't think I've ruined clients, but I mean, you never know. You have friends that hire you because they know you and know your work and can use your work, and then you have people that hire you that you're not friends with. So it's all over the place, but it's all about building those relationships, because someone will say, "Hey, go talk to Scott. He's in your area." Okay, Lucas says, Airy 2-stage map box, plus Takina VistaVision, plus Komodo, plus Canon batteries on a free-fly Movi M15. Will it work? You will have to add weights. Trying to remember how much room. I don't think there's... The M15's big, though. The problem you're going to have, the M15... Komodo, the M15 can handle the weight. It is going to be fidgety because the M15 was not solid. The problem is going to be, can you set it far enough back to balance it? Because that VistaVision lens is going to weigh a ton. And which VistaVision lens? I mean, if you're shooting on the 18, that is a seriously heavy lens. I want to get a simple RF to PL and use my NDs or Rotopola. Yeah, I agree with that. And there's a bunch on the market now. I know Breakthrough's still working through theirs, and now you've got the other one, the one of the rotational NDs. Now they have a variable ND. Looks really good, really solid, really good mount. That's really nice. That's an option. I like all the, hey, buddy, what you doing, buddy? You just hanging out? All right. Well, I can't puppy cam you because I don't have that adapter. But yeah, that's a good way to save weight, for sure. But still, I don't know if you can back it up enough to get it balanced. I would almost say hang a V-mount off the back just so you can get that extra weight. Because I don't like carrying around extra weight for sure. It sucks. When you screw on weights, you're like, that's my back. I wonder, how do you make films that you enjoy versus validation of an award or trophy or festival reviews? What keeps you making what you love? Well, I mean, as a non-award winning filmmaker, I can tell you that I shoot for me. I I mean, I love validation, don't get me wrong, and I love it when people like my work, and I listen when people don't like my work. It makes me sad when people don't like my work, and when I put something out on YouTube and someone gives me a thumbs down, then I get really, really sad. But I mean, it's all building to a goal, and the goal is a feature, or 5. So I mean, that's the goal. That's the motivation. Is how do I get there? How do I get there? Right now, it's how do I stay motivated to get there? I shoot for me. That's what I like about you, Scott. 13 people in the chat, and I feel like we're hanging out. We are. And if there was 100 people in the chat, I'd still be hanging out. Nah, no GoFundMe's. If you want to contribute, you can super chat or join as a membership to support the channel that way. Buy something from B&H using a link down below, or if you want to use Kessler, use my affiliate link for anything Kessler, and there's still 5% coupon. It's Scott Balcom. Just put that in there. I think it still works. Same thing for Revar City. There's a link down below, 20% off with coupon code Scott Balcom. Amazon, I mean, all that stuff. You do any of that stuff, you're not having to, this is for Scott's airfare, just you're helping. And yeah, that's cool. All of that's always appreciated. What's your cigar? I'm laughing because I almost would believe that there would be an Amazon Basic. This is an Arturo Fuente Don Carlos. And sadly, hey, focus. You can, come on. Oh, it's not going to focus because that's not autofocus. You can see it. It's starting to peel away. This one was on top of my humidor. And it was in a spot that didn't get a lot of love from the humidity. And this is Don Carlos, and you don't want that. These are good. These are fantastic, by the way. They're a little heavier. Boy, it's starting to split all the way down now. Art says 100% on the Sigma Taquina Zoom full frame in the 12 to 15K would sell. I know. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. Oh, Dragon Rob Rusher East for shooting it. Nice. I love Rob. Rob's such a laid back, cool dude. Rob and I got to work on a deal back 2018. It was for a veterans group shooting a big video. It was great. I got to fly doors off on a helicopter, shooting the red. Got to drive a Ferrari, and then they blew up a 180 pounds of tannerite. It was so big, but that was a lot of fun. And Rob was DP. I was Cam B, Cam C. It was really cool. But tell Rob I said, yo. Lucas says, good question. Taquina 16 to 28, Mark II probably. So the 16 to 28 is actually a lot lighter than the 35. And you're probably not going to be shooting shallower than T3 anyway. Probably in the T4, T5, 6, that area. The 16 to 28 would be a better solution weight-wise. Oddly enough, the Taquina 16 to 28 was what I was shooting hanging out the helicopter. Do you have any merchandise? I don't. I don't because everybody keeps asking me for it, and I only want to put something out that literally everybody's going to love and want. And all of these, like the t-shirt companies, the print as you go, I start looking at those and I see the price that you all would have to pay, and that sucks. I don't want you guys to pay some astronomical fee to to get like these hats. Like these hats, I love these hats. These man, this thing is old. I just reordered some hats for me because I wear these things and I sweat through them. These are my indoor hats, and then I have an outdoor hat that I have as well. But these things are like $27 a piece. I'm very particular with hats, but I mean, even a trucker hat is like, I mean, who wants to wear a trucker hat? Everybody has their own style of hat that they like. So it's like, I could go out. I have a friend that owns, I have a friend that owns a large production swag shop and would happily do a big run of shirts for me. But it would be a big run of shirts, and I would have to buy them, and then I would have to ship. I don't mind the shipping. We actually, because we sell stuff on eBay and stuff like that, we have a shipping station. It's no big deal. And I could do that, but I don't want to go out there and spend $2,000 on T-shirts, and then you all are like, I don't like that one. I've never sat down long enough to really design the T-shirts well, and we've done polls, and there's been some good ideas. It's never been that awesome. I tried for a while where I was going to get 5 of my friends to draw part of filmmaking, to draw like a camera, to draw a light, to draw a script, to draw the various things, so I could have some personal friendship in my art design, and then kind of do like I don't know, an emblem or something with all the art. I thought that would be cool, but it's hard getting friends to do that. They really, come on now. I'm not letting this go out. No way. It was burn off the end. Yeah, Ryan, I laughed because I could see Amazon doing that. It's like, I know you're trying to buy this, but have you considered this? And it's like not even remotely close. It's like the Cubans that you buy in Mexico. They're like, wait, what? Fun example. It has nothing to do with filmmaking, but I want to show it. Where is it? It should be right here. Come on, there it is. So a fun example. So I'm going to try to avoid using the words because it'll demonetize me. But this particular product, okay, there's a lot of care that has to be made. I mean, this one I explained how it cracked. And there's a lot of care and feeding that goes into keeping them conditioned in the right place. If you, a great, I almost said it, a great one, you must do that. And it will be great. Or this one's still fantastic, by the way. It just cracked. But, so these are fake. These are counterfeit. These are what you get in Mexico. And these, first off, they're glass. So if you ever see glass, they're 100% fake because they've never made them otherwise. But I don't know if you could see this or not. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can. Okay. If you look at them, they're pristine. They're perfect. This has not been in my humidor for 2 years. It's been sitting on the shelf. And they're still in perfect shape. That's a problem. That is not a good thing. That's a bad thing. And I was going to, before YouTube clamped down, I was going to do a dissection of these just so people would know. And that was going to be the start of my adult channel, my Finer Things channel. And yeah, I can't do it now because then I don't want to get demonetized. I'm not kidding about Amazon Basics. Let's see here. Oh, I said the word too. Scott, not sure if you mentioned this, but how do you stabilize your Komodo setup, or is it all in post? So for the most part, if I'm not on sticks with Komodo, I'm handheld. And stabilizing, I don't have the smoothest hands, but I'm okay. But Komodo with global shutter does not have rolling shutter, does not have rolling artifacts, which means in post, when you stabilize it, it's much, much better. So my average movement hands plus Komodo's global shutter plus Resolve's stabilization, pretty darn good. And yeah. I sold teas for a feature I co-produced years ago. Made more from it than the film. I completely believe it. I believe it. It's but my you know the small indie films are market is such a funny one. My favorite phrase that I keep seeing get posted all the time on YouTube is uh, it's a no trespassing sign, and it says violators will be forced to read my screenplay. Cracks me up. You have great ideas. It's a shame that it didn't work out. Something will work out. Something always will work out. Some things will always work out. I am a positive guy. I believe in positivity. I believe in giving positivity. I believe in you reap what you sow, karma, all that stuff. That's why I enjoy being a nice person. Because you know what? You can go up to the biggest jerk on the planet. If you're nice to them, they feel like a jerk. They don't know that they're a jerk. They may not know they're a jerk until you're nice to them. Yeah, I mean, I'm not I'm not 100% perfect on that. I mean, people could definitely tick me off, but I mean, isn't life more fun with a smile? I mean, I was telling a story. Uh, Texas, you were not allowed to smile on your driver's license. They have since removed that. Now you can smile on there, but it was about 15, 16 years ago, and I was getting my picture for my driver's license, and I was smiled. And the lady said, "I'm sorry, I want to take that one again." I was like, "Okay." So I smiled again. She goes, "Can you not smile?" I'm like, "Sure." And then I stopped smiling, and then I immediately smiled, and she took the picture. And she's like, I can't have you smile. We're not allowed to do that." I said, I don't know how to not smile. And she smiled, and she took my picture with a smile. That driver's license generated more smiles than you could possibly imagine. It was an absolute pleasure to go through TSA to get anywhere you needed to show proof of ID. It became a joy in life because I pull out my driver's license to TSA. They look down, they look up at me, and they immediately smile. You can't not smile when there's someone going, and that's literally what my driver's license is. Just a smiley, goofy me. And yeah, I mean, why can't we smile on driver's licenses? Well, we can now, but passion and purpose. Yes, sir. I like that. Here's the quote for your T-shirt. "You, my boy, Balkan Blue." You're my boy, Blue. Well, and have an image of a custom Komodo. Yeah, I like that. What was the? What was the one? Balkster? Was that the one? Balkster? I don't know. That one cracked me up. Have you released the video on Safe SDI Komodo? No, I haven't. I I'm having I'm having such difficulties with that. because everyone keeps doing it, and they're all different. And I swear, the only way I'll feel good about doing it is to create it, send it to Red, and say, hey, can you bless this? Can you say that this is correct? Because I see so many people who are not saying it right. And they're close. But the trick is connect power to Komodo. Connect power to your external device. I always leave. Here, I'll do it this way. This is how, well, this is plugged in normally. Okay. Wrong side. Right over here. So, my Komodo, the SDI is always plugged in the back because it's hard to get to. So I plug in my battery back here. That provides the initial power to the Komodo. It provides the power here. I turn on this. Once this is turned on, I plug in my SDI and turn on Komodo. That is the way I have summarized how they say to do it. When you need to change a battery, the first thing you do, you turn off your device, then unplug your SDI. Then you can shut down your Komodo. And then when you power back up, you put the battery on, your power is already connected, turn on your device, plug in your SDI. The way to think about it is always affect the power first. And I've told that to a couple of people who don't like that. They're like, dude, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Because I'm trying to make it easy for people. If you affect the power first, make sure your Komodo has got, everything's got power, but you affect the power, turn it on, then connect up SDI. Then when you want to disconnect it, affect the power first, turn it off, then disconnect it. It'll be funny. I hope Jared doesn't come down on the bottom and go, that's not right. Because I have read that the red statement like 50 times, making sure that method, consider or affect the power first, making sure that holds up. But I'm still scared to release it because I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to cause someone damage. Eric, that is remarkable. Where's Eric? Oh, yeah, okay. Like, what? It was from the t-shirt comment. You should write, when there's a will, there's a way. Yep. Scott, the smile story deserves a short film. You are absolutely right, Luca. Thank you. You know, yes. Oh my God. Scott, driver's license, short story. Thank you, Luca. Seriously, thank you. Because that's not an idea I would have thought that would have made a good short film. But you are right. It'll be fun, it'll be funny, and it works. Tell the driver's license story. I'm writing it down. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Scott, I feel like your default communication is storytelling and you have a gift from above. Well, thank you. I love storytelling. I love talking. I don't know if you've heard. I mean, I don't think it's the sound of my voice. I love talking, and mostly talking with people. I said with, because I'm not a one-sided cover. Here, it's hard. We do the best we can because you're delayed like 20-something seconds, so you can't instantly react. And sadly, as live stream participants, you're basically trained that you can't respond instantly and have a coherent long conversation. It sucks. But I love communicate. I love face-to-face. That's why I love these, because usually I'm sitting down with someone for a solid couple hours. Jared, if you ever want, I mean, I'll come visit. We'll sit down. We'll light up. We'll just hang for a couple hours. I mean, that's how you get to know somebody. You just sit down and chat for somebody. No other reason to be there than just you're there. And when you go to a place, You sit down. It's kind of like a bar. You just sit down and you start talking with someone next to you. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like you can't speak without telling a story. Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, well, that's literally, if I say anything, it's going to be a story. But I mean, I feel like that's what we're programmed to do as a human. You know, since the dawn of time, humans have told stories. That's all we've ever done. When we carved on the rock walls, when we sat around a campfire and we spoke of our kills to the food that we're eating tonight, we tell the stories. And we see everything in stories, which is why I think like films, like movies, TV shows, storytelling, that medium, I feel is so strong because you can pass so much information visually. And quite honestly, Luca, I mean, if there was ever a visual story to tell, it's the driver's license story. Well, I mean, there's plenty of others, but I mean, that's a great story that deserves to be visually shown because to see reactions on people's faces when they see the driver's license, it's kind of funny. I wonder if I can hold on. Let me see if I can. I have the photo here. Let me. Where is the photo? There it is. Okay, that goes. Let me send this over real quick. I'm gonna see if I can get this to show up. Yes. I have to obviously protect my. God, that's a horrible image. Hold on. Let me rotate. Rotate. Okay, and then we're gonna crop. Yep. Then we're gonna crop. Oh God, that's a horrible. Yeah, that's a horrible image because it's a picture of a picture of a picture through a driver's license. But this is today's version. This is two versions later. I still have the original one, but the do you have to be Jason Momoa in order to get a sponsorship from Harley, Red, or Leica all at the same time? I feel like Jason Momoa is. I've never met him. I hope to one day. I would love to have him on here just to talk about his vast. I mean, because he's not just an actor. He's everywhere. But I feel like he's such a nice guy that it's kind of like The Rock too. Like no one says The Rock's a jerk. Also, what's his name? The little short dude, Kevin Hart. Same thing with him. He works his rear end off, and he's like the nicest guy. It's. I feel like that really goes to that kind of stuff. Plus, Jason Momoa is an incredibly attractive man, and exceptionally well built. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to be associated with that? I wish Canon kept the motion JPEG format. My 1DX had the motion JPEG, and I loved it. The dynamic range was terrible. I don't miss motion JPEG. I will be the first to say I do not miss that at all. Gosh, that was a long time ago. I always thought if you bought their products and showed yourself making cool stuff, they would be proud to sponsor you with a beer after band. I don't know. I mean, people see people for who they are, and this deserves a. People see people for who they are. They can see fake people. They can see people are transparent. They're far more transparent than they want to be, and I really think that positivity, smiles, great people are not transparent, they're opaque, and people can instantly see who they are. And yeah, I think it leads to lots of things. That's the best way I can say it. Thank you for sharing it. No, thank you for encouraging me to write it down, because that was awesome. So you're saying if I buy the new S22 Ultra, I make vertical videos with a smooth 5 gimbal, then Samsung and Zhiyun will sponsor me. Maybe one day, right? It's possible. Smile. Be out there. Don't ask for it. I mean, I can't say I've never asked for anything, because I have asked for things at times. Just, hey, can I borrow this, or that kind of thing. I have done that, but I don't ask. Generally, my core is to not ask people for things. And I mean, people come to me all the time and they ask me, hey, so-and-so, could you ask them? I won't ask them myself, so I can't ask for you. And yeah, I don't know, that's me. And maybe it's a hindrance. Maybe if I asked for stuff, maybe I would do more in life. I don't know. I just like me. I like the way I am. I like the way I operate. I like the way people typically respond. So I don't want to change. I found Amaletto here on YouTube. Great channel for short films. Write that down. Amaletto. Interesting. I'll check that out. That's what's discouraging as a filmmaker. The algorithm. Well, but see, that's it. You're not making films. If you're concerned with the algorithm, then you're not making films for the right audience. The audience is not the algorithm. The audience is a human. You need to be making it for the human. If the humans like it, the algorithm has to respond. What was someone had that analogy that we've literally become the Matrix the moment we start doing things to support the computers. We build the computers go to learn from us, and then we, in turn, do things to try and appease the computers. And we've literally just become the Matrix at that point. Nice smile. That's right. Ryan Reynolds is there too. I love that energy. Dude, Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel is absolutely gold. I mean, he did another video today. It's hilarious. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love his style of humor. That's why you're always an honest person. I love to work with people like that are authentic. There's a lot of authentic people out there. Some people just aren't outgoing and authentic. I'm very outgoing. I'm actually, like, if you meet me in person and I don't know who you are, I'm like the shyest person on the planet. I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? Because I don't know how to be around someone if I don't know a little bit about that person. Now, if I'm brought into a conversation with someone, for the first 15 seconds that I'm listening to them, I am studying everything about them, their mannerisms, their eye contact, where they're looking, how they're talking, their pauses, their body language, everything. And it tells me a whole lot about the person, so I can know how to properly interact. I call it mapping. Every person that I've ever met in person, I have a map for. So there are things that you would never say to one of your friends because that hurts their feelings, or you would never joke about this or that kind of stuff. I map everybody out. And so it makes me really shy until I know who you are, and then boom, can't stop talking. Time will tell. Put your head down and work. Yep, I got it. You're right. It's the line between don't beg. Also, if you don't open your mouth, you don't eat. It's true too. Being a nice guy is hard to say. Is it hard to say no? It is hard to say no, but you have to set boundaries in life. You have to. I mean, I definitely go out of my way to help people, even though I set boundaries. But and I can be taken advantage of once or twice. But I mean, if I get taken advantage of, it's my good nature to allow that to take place. But I've added that to the map, and so I will know better next time. So fool me twice. It's pretty rare with me, but yeah. Listen, I don't want to make vertical videos no more. Then you don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch it if you don't want to watch it. Yeah. So I need to focus on telling the story and forget about the algorithm. Absolutely. They seem to give you more of what people watch. I mean, people don't talk about the algorithm around the water cooler at work. They talk about what they saw that they connected to. No is valuable if you know what you're doing. It's true. It's true. And also in this industry, no doesn't necessarily mean no. It means not yet. In this industry, don't apply to other things but you know, you write a screenplay and it's pretty good and they're like, we're going to pass. That doesn't mean it wasn't good. It just means not yet. Not yet. So you're saying we're people pleasing the computers. Some people are. I don't have a TikTok. My Instagram, you're not going to see a lot of videos on Instagram. You don't see vertical almost never on my Instagram do you see vertical. Yeah, there's no algorithmic Scott here. This is 100% nah. I ain't playing by your rules. Woo, wow. Well, we caught up too. And wow, it's almost 6. Oh wait. Okay. Whew. I was making sure my wife didn't text me, but she's probably almost home. Let's see. I know she didn't get pizza because I saw she had hamburgers in the refrigerator. So I know what we're having for dinner. But I think tonight is, I wonder what the pool's going to feel like tonight. All right, so let's see. Wonder where Ryan Reynolds gets his YouTube ideas, video production done because it's a movie. I think the guy probably doesn't sleep much. And I think he's probably just loving the fact that he can express himself all the time. And I think that's his personality. I wish I was as quick-witted as Ryan is because he makes me laugh. I love that kind of humor. And a lot of people don't, but I do. I love slapstick too, so that all works for me. Are superhero movies sort of algorithm-based? Oh, no. They're not algorithm-based. They're formula-based. The whole superhero, the creating a universe thing is all formulaic. Build a world build, and then tell a story. Now and make sure you build a little bit of that world as you go. Then you continue this branching out, this formula, and this worked, this one didn't, this worked, this one didn't. So they take all the ones that work, and then they branch out from there. They continue in the world, and they love it because it's a known commodity. So they don't have to spend millions of dollars telling you who Air Conditioning Man is, because Air Conditioning Man was featured 2 times in this one superhero movie. And he met with a heat pump woman in this other movie. And now you can have this known commodity, the HVAC fighters. That's really, I got air conditioning on the brain today. But that's what they do. It's all formula based. So it worked here. Let's do it again. Copy. That's why sequels keep coming out. Are we going to call it, Scott? If we are, I wanted to say thank you, and I'm happy you're doing well. Well, thank you, Lewis. And I hope you're doing well. You haven't said that you're doing great or not, but I hope you are. Much love from Vancouver, Canada. Enjoy the weekend. Ryan Reynolds doesn't follow the algorithm. I'll click all his videos. Yeah, he doesn't. He does his own everything. I would love to know, does he have writers that are like Ryan Reynolds tuned? Or does he go in there and go, you know what would be funny if we said this? Because I feel like he's kind of that guy, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about his area. Ooh, that's the difference between algorithms and formulas, is to make sure you get that ROI. Well, both of those are the same purpose. A formula gets you to an end result. An algorithm An algorithm gets you to multiple results continuously, repeatedly. Yeah. It's probably a better way to analogize that. I always get so curious how Squid Games got $1 billion in revenue with $1 million budget. They're really innovative. It was different. That's why it was something that movie would, and I mean, I would say it would never, but it really wasn't. It was declined many, many, many times. Everybody said, no, we don't like it. We don't like it, because they're afraid to step away from the formula, because the formula in the industry. And this is why it makes me so sad that we have like 4 large production companies now, movie houses, instead of the 70, because the small budget, the romantic comedy, the little comedies, the $15 million today movies, the $3 million movies back then, they won't get made today because they don't want to bet on it. They want to bet on the formula. They want to bet on the sure thing. And yeah, it's sucks, because I think there's a huge market. And I mean, Netflix kind of stepped on their own, whatever. Netflix stepped in it with theirs, because they did really well. They created some stuff, and they said, okay, that worked. Let's branch out, and let's branch out everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And didn't do well. They would spend a ton of money over here, and it did horribly. Or they'd spend a little bit of money here, and it did really well. And, that's not knowing their audience, is what it is. And they're hoping to catch the next big thing, being little. And Netflix just cut a ton of shows because they spread out way too much. And they didn't do market research, in my opinion. But, thanks so much for your time. Take care. Wow, I missed it. I hit the wrong button. So you got a cough. I'm doing a lot better. Grandma has been in the hospital from a stroke, but she's doing better, and it's been exhausting. But coming to this live makes my day. Thank you. Well, go hug Grandma. You can overcome a stroke, and people that have been through strokes, they're still there. They're be a part of it, because I mean, family is important, and it's close, and it's the one thing you have. Well, almost everybody. Some people don't, unfortunately, but I mean, it's the one thing you have that you can't really undo. So it's a tie that binds you, and it's not it's not blood. It's not that at all, because adoption, it's absolute family. Marrying in, it's absolute family. And family is important. So all your family, and grandmas have great stories too. It's refreshing to talk to a familiar face about what I love. Yeah, I agree. Yes, 10 years in the making for Squid Games. You're right. Yep. But Apple TVs can afford losses, so they do. But they're not putting out that much. They're not. They're taking it slow. They've done some pretty good stuff. I do enjoy all the nature stuff. I am glad that Netflix and all these others do the nature stuff, because I really enjoy those stuff. And I enjoy the documentaries, and I enjoy the faux documentaries. I do not enjoy politics, and I do not enjoy when Something has to be political. I don't care what side. I don't don't read anything to that. I feel like keep politics unless you're specifically doing a documentary on politics or you're doing a movie specifically politically related. Don't make it political. You don't have to. Find your audience. Your audience is what does most people enjoy. That's how you get an audience. Thanks. Have to go, Jason. 2 toddlers attend to. Nice. I remember those days. Have fun, Jason. Does fear hold you back for the best times? Absolutely. Every day. Go watch my watch my video on imposter syndrome. Absolutely. Imposter syndrome is seriously real, and it absolutely consumes me. I hope they don't rush Squid Games 2 because I want to keep up with the hype. Just like, what's his name? Mr. Beast. That guy, he inspires the heck out of me. What's most interesting to him, I caught him on an interview. He does not watch movies. He hasn't been to the movie. He doesn't watch TV. He literally just thinks about YouTube ideas. That's all he thinks about. And it's not that he's catering to the algorithm. He's catering to the algorithm is more or less catering to what does Mr. Beast do, but his personality, his giving nature, his thoughts, and he doesn't care about money. He doesn't really have anything. He literally gives away everything that he brings in, and a lot of it for good for people and all that kind of stuff. It's that positive person, but that kind of I forget where I was going with that, but that type of influence and drive, I love that. That's why sequels suck, but trilogies are better. We're all figuring it out along the way. Just hope we have the funding to keep it doing. This is true. Like I wish Project Blue Book would get another. I really wish Mindhunter would come back, and I've heard at some point maybe, but I feel like it's probably not going to happen because those actors, I mean, they're gonna, yeah. Mindhunter, I love Fincher, and I love Mindhunter. Forever grateful to be a part of your filmmaking family. Oh, I'm glad to have you here, Liz. Have a wonderful weekend. Cheers. Yep. Dylan says we need more creative shows like Ozark. I love Ozark too. Oh my god. I can't spoil that, but oh my god. Wish they had expanded the series like Breaking Bad did. I really love Better Call Saul and how they have tied it back. I love that because it's good. And I would entertain some more Breaking Bad. I would entertain because I love that kind of writing. I wish we could have broken off X-Files properly. I did not like the what was that spinoff that only got like 1 season. It was so bad. That Crew, I forget what it is. Bye everyone, gonna watch a movie with my family. Good job, Lewis. Ryan, bye. See you. Yep. Need to watch Ozark. Oh, King, Ozark is so good. And it's so different. It's so different and it's beautiful. It's beautiful and disgusting. Not disgusting. It's beautiful and it's wild. It's beautifully done. The cinematography is so on point with the topic, and it's hard to root for the bad guy, but you could do it in Ozark. It's great. Ciao, everyone. Ciao, Scott. See you, Luca. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Anybody got any last minute anything to say? And I'm going to wrap it up here. Anybody got anything they want? I'll wait here for just a moment. I think Better Call Saul surpassed Breaking Bad. Here they might do an option with Gus. I like Gus. I like the actor, I like his voice a lot. He has one of those like really cool. I don't know how to describe his voice. He's got that extra kind of sound in his voice, and I love that. I love because he did a documentary I was watching the other day, and I can't remember what it was. It was something on space, I think, or aliens. Yeah, it was aliens. It's like an Area 51 thing. But yeah, I like that. Gus would be cool because Gus's character is so particular. It's really well written. I like that. Um, yeah, I like Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul had some slow moments, but like season 5, I'm really enjoying. I love the dives into the filmmaking side of it. Anytime he becomes the director, I crack up. Ryan, thanks. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here. So remember, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I mean, please use any of the affiliate links down below. Anytime you just happen to think about buying something, you're like, you know what? I want to give Scott 12 cents. Go help the channel. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. If you don't know what I mean by that closing statement, I did a whole video on it because it's literally about follow your passions. Life will happen. Goodbye, everyone. So long. Have a great weekend. Smile.